I've got a theory. We have been, I say we collectively in corporate security generally, forever have been really bad at security awareness. Because despite all the work, all the investment, I've seen this in Teams, in Unicredit, in Vodafone, you saw the statistics for the causes of so many breaches, the human factor. So we're not getting through to people somewhere. And I've come to a conclusion. This is the Knowlton theory, okay? There's been far too much focus on security awareness and not on security culture. So what's the difference? Is this just a clever argument? Security awareness is something that is done to staff by security people. And what is the problem with security people? Well, there are two that I can mention here. The first one is that we tend to see things in black and white. It's either right or it's wrong. And the second thing is that security people are not naturally educators. So what do security people do? They tend to look for an easy solution to teaching their staff or the staff of the company how to do security. And what they very often do is buy an online course which every member of staff has to do every 6 months. They get the green tick, the statistics go to the board. We have security awareness covered. Unfortunately, guys, we all know that it doesn't work like that. What you need is actually an all-company approach to creating a culture. And I'm sorry, I don't have time to go into this, but I've seen it done in health and safety, and I've also seen it do in corporate ethics in different companies, as well as in security. And the only way you develop a culture is by having this all-company approach in which the top management is absolutely crucial. Health and safety in Vodafone, we were getting 15 years ago, 30 or 35 people a year were dying because of engineering accidents of one sort or another. The board, Vittorio Colau, decided this is simply unacceptable. We will stop it. And there was a huge drive sustained over several years to change the culture. And my word, did it have an effect. And the way that it was done was in various different ways. For example, at each board meeting, they went through the people who'd been seriously injured or killed in that month with photographs about their families. Each case became human. It wasn't just a statistic. And then that was driven through the workforce. And it got to the stage, for example, and it happened to me twice, once in Ghana, once in India. I got into a company car with a driver to be taken somewhere, and he would not switch on the engine because I did not have my seatbelt done up. It had become in the DNA of the company, and that's something that we need to drive. It involves HR, it involves IT in two ways, because I was going to talk about security by design, but security needs to be designed also into IT processes. You need to sit down with users and see how users are using the process. Similarly, with the hardware, there's a lot of really interesting research going on. I can talk about it later in behavioral psychology that started by looking at how people operated in tanks and fast jets, how they use the instruments. And just by making changes, sometimes in where things appeared on the screen, you could resolve something that was regularly leading to a security gap. Security, of course, have to be involved. Internal communications, because they're the guys who are supposed to be good at communicating with staff. Finance, because they're going to have to pay for this. And legal, because you need to know what you can and can't say and where your focus should be.